Hi everyone. How's it going? It's my first video trying this out, and have a lot of things I need to share. Over the years, I've accumulated a lot of understanding about things, and just want to share a lot of ideas. My passion is about having to do with the Messiah, Moshiach, self-healing, and the idea of entering the promised land. So a lot of people have ideas about what is the Mashiach in Judaism and Christianity and the Muslim world. There's different ideas, and even in Hindu, there's idea of self-actualization, which I really feel is connected with the concept of Mashiach and actually drawing out the Mashiach inside of you, the Messiah in you. And although there are specific individuals that we can point at and say that we believe fits a description to be the Messiah. And I'm not here to discuss that. Although I will say that I got the foundation of most of my learning from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who has been given by many rabbis the title of being Mashiach, based on the laws of the Rambam, of Maimonides, if anybody doesn't know who that is. But going to a deeper concept of that, you're really reaching in. They are there to bring down what they call the source of divine being, and that's through knowledge that we're able to grasp that in our intellect, and through that kind of ignite our emotions, which in turn ignites us to go into action. It motivates us to go into action, into transforming oneself, to becoming a new being, a higher being, a divine being. A lot of awareness comes to the person. It's not something that happens in one day. It's a process. And it's about a marriage between the body and the soul, the conscious and the subconscious, the male and female energies. There's a lot of different ideas that I can connect into what an understanding, but in actuality, it's about reaching your oneness. And reaching into your oneness is connected with being able to see all the different layers of self, whether it be the people that are in your life and who have had a great influence on you, your teachers, your parents, your family, society, your neighborhood, and even past lives, past existences, different civilizations that may have been part of. You subconsciously have a lot of, old programs or understandings about what is God and who is God. But in actuality, I believe all across the board explains that this is only an actual layer of God's existence, a reflection of his divine being of source. It's not source itself. To get to Mashiach, you have to get to source, and source means that you have to integrate everything. For those who are Lubavitchers, I'd like to remind you that there's many great stories that Chaim Mushka actually had worked or was in the library, working in the library a lot, and took a lot of secular books and integrated that knowledge, because the idea is that you want to draw down the knowledge on a level that everybody can grasp. And I think that's what Hasidus is all about. Hasidus is, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a derivative of all the layers of the Torah. There's many explanations and layers of Torah, and it's considered to be like the oil of the Torah, which integrates everything, including the Kabbalistic ideas and secrets, and it just draws it down in a level that it can be absorbed into you. And if anybody wants to learn Hasidus, you can start with a book called the Tanya. which has the anatomy and physiology of the soul. I believe I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to be an expert. I meant to say that before I started. I'm not here to make any claims. These are things that just sharing with everyone, and you are entitled to have your own opinion, and you don't need to agree with me. I'm just sharing with you interesting ideas and the different experiences I had, and feel that might help some people who are going through huge transitions and awakenings right now. Um, so, in any case, um, entering into the promised land is the concept of going to a place, to a land that's wide, flowing with milk and honey. And so, what does that mean by definition? If we go to a deeper understanding of what that means, it means that your perception of reality is usually narrowed by a specific experience that you had. You define, and every other experience that you have is usually going to have some kind of playback from a previous experience that will limit your field of consciousness on how you view that. So, in order to go into the promised land, we need to widen the field. Okay? And in order to widen the field, the person needs to very much go into the now, to let go of the past, to let go of concerns of the future, and very much go into the now. And in the now, the person is able to make a choice and see the bigger picture of what's really happening, and let go of past conceptions of reality. And now you're in a wider land, and you have the opportunity to redefine the story, redefine and give a new interpretation to the story, which is very, very important, because then you are becoming what they call the redeemer, and you're becoming the redeemer of your own story. And you are not only affecting then yourself and your life, you're affecting your children, both your future and the past. Your ancestry are all somehow, they are your world, they are your universe, and you are, by definition, their Messiah. And each person is a Messiah of their own world. And that's what I understand on bringing things down to the really, bread and butter, kind of like the basics of all things, is that you have to understand that we're here not to simply wait for someone called Messiah to come and save us, but each and every person has the ability and the responsibility to redeem themselves by redefining and interpreting their personal story, whatever traumas in life they went through, and even maybe things that are deeply laid within the subconscious mind that you may not even be aware of. So what I'm planning to do is share with you how do we press the pause button, basically, in our mind, in our subconscious mind, that is constantly playing the same story to us over and over again, and we seem to keep attracting the same story over and over again. How do we step the pause button and not react and become observers, so that we can take a step back and now really look at the bigger picture and change your story? And it's really powerful when you do it. We're living in a time that literally you have the ability to see miracles in your life. And I mean, huge miracles. I mean, everything is shifting energetic wise. So when you use the tools to do these things, you will manifest, you will transform, you will enter into the promised land, and you will redeem yourself and others around you. Okay. Basis of a lot of information that I got was from, again, like I said, from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, his talks and his writings. I then had an instruction that I need to go out based on a letter that I got from the Rebbe, to go out and basically collect information from outside sources and not be so just in one place. And that was excellent, because it allowed me to, first of all, see how God is one, and that in the truth and basis of all knowledge It's all the same. And I was able to see the bigger picture, and it actually gave me a greater appreciation for understanding what is Mashiach, who is Mashiach, and how do we bring it tangibly uh, in our life, into our being, to actually have a an effect on us, to change our life, and this is individually and a global level. Okay, so every individual is responsible. Like I said, I can't emphasize that uh, enough, because a lot of us want others to do it for us. We come from a very codependent existence, and we want others to do the job for us, but it's just simply not. It's almost like taking I'm a nurse, so it's like taking medication, and it may take away the symptomology, but the etiology is still there, and you might even have side effects because you haven't gotten to the source of the issue. So what I'm planning to do, again, going back to that, is I'm going to have a series of meditative and breathing techniques based on many different disciplines that I've learned. One of them was from the Art of Living. I highly recommend. I would not be going into the deeper part of it, but just give the introduction. And I have unified it with many disciplines that I've studied in Kabbalah, with God's name, and you can look me up. I don't have that information yet, but I will be putting it together, and I will follow up with another video. And you will learn how to basically reprogram yourself. And it's not in one day. There's a concept of doing things for 21 days, for 40 days. I'm not going to go into that and how that affects us. But basically, when you do repetition for a certain amount of time, it takes it. Your way of understanding things and reacting to things, you are able to now transform, and therefore, everything that comes to you is now going to be on that level. And these are things based on law of attraction. That's something I'm also going to talk about in different videos. How basically everything around you that is in your life is coming to you because of what's inside your conscious and subconscious mind. And I think I'm going to finish with that. Take a moment just to give you just one little thing that you can use. Every day, take a moment and find a quiet place. The morning is the most powerful time when you open your eyes, because what you insert in the morning into your being is what's going to basically roll over through the rest of the day. So the way you wake up in the morning is going to be what is going to affect you for the rest of the day. So it's very important to find a quiet place, and I would do a series of 8 breaths of inhaling from your nose as if you're smelling the roses, and this is very basic. And as you inhale, I want you to feel like you're giving yourself space and room to integrate new knowledge, new understanding. You're allowing your soul to show you new things, and you hold the breath for 4 seconds, and then when you exhale, it's as if blowing out of a straw. And then hold for 2. And basically, when you're exhaling, you're letting go of everything that no longer serves me. Any of these concerned thoughts that come to you, you're letting go of that. That's no longer a part of you. Now, letting the new information get into you, the new light is coming in, and you're allowing what doesn't serve you to let. Incidentally, if anyone has high blood pressure, anxiety, or depression, this is very, very beneficial to do anytime you're having any kind of episode. I work in psychiatry, and I always, practiced that with the patients that I work with, and I've gotten amazing feedback. So I'm going to sign up for now, and blessings and light, and thank you very much. Signing off. Yechi HaMelech.
Let's see.
I hope if you want to end, you should end.